Hello, everybody, and welcome to the January 23rd, 2019 edition of the Ephrom Josine Show. I am your host, Ephrom Josine. And, normally every episode of this show basically starts with something I saw on Twitter that day. Or this is something I saw a couple of weeks ago. We're going back. This is on the government shutdown from Candace Owens, the creator of the Blexit movement, which said that you're all going to free think in a way I approve of or something. I still, to this day, do not understand the Blexit movement very well. My dog's over there going crazy. Anyway, here's what she said. It's week 3 of our government shutdown, and literally not a single element of our day-to-day lives has been affected. Really makes you wonder what the hell exactly our government does when it's open. Hashtag build the wall, hashtag shrink government. Now, we'll ignore the irony of asking for a gigantic wall in the same post where you ask for less government and not point out the fact that a giant border wall and less government have never happened throughout all of human history. Right. However, instead, that was a good, couple weeks ago now. 2 weeks to the day, approximately 1,800 GoFundMe campaigns have raised $400,000 to help people affected by the government shutdown. 1,800 GoFundMe campaigns. 1,800. Wow. But I guess it's just not affecting us. It's not affecting us. It doesn't matter that public parks are being vandalized. It doesn't matter if SNAP benefits are being denied. None of that matters. Those are just a program for poor people. Who cares? Candace Owens is making, 6 figures off Turning Point USA at least? Or at least high five. According to her Twitter, by the way, she lives in New York. That's the state Andrew Cuomo is governor of that just legalized, what is it called? Late-term abortion. That's the official name for it. It's also sometimes nicknamed partial birth abortion. Now, I thought Candace was pro-life. She lives in that state, not some suburb somewhere in New York. Wow. So she doesn't have any problem. She's in her ivory tower talking about how great conservatism is while living in one of the most liberal states in the country. I'm sorry, just a little frustrated right now with this the fact where this is the longest shutdown in history. It's been going on for over a month now. A full 12th of 2019 is a shutdown. This is from Trump's Twitter. Build a wall and crime will fall. There's no evidence of that. This is the new theme for 2 years until the wall is finished. Under construction now, the Republican Party. Use it and pray. It's the only way. I'll give you some credit for rhyming. That's kind of clever. But anyway, while all of this is going on, Speaker Nancy Pelosi is still trying to stop the State of the Union, which is not very effective. It is just mobilizing Trump's base more. But Nancy Pelosi doesn't realize that because she's Nancy Pelosi. Of course, she said that she will block any attempt in the House of Representatives to have the State of the Union until the government is reopened. I actually think that's perfectly fair, to be honest. The government isn't open. Your job as the president is to run the federal government. What are you going to run? If the government is shut down during the State of the Union, what are you going to address to the country? I mean, of course he could still, if he wanted to, just write it or give it somewhere else. But he's not going to do that because Donald Trump just loves attention. That's his entire philosophy. It's put me in the spotlight 24/7. I think, was it Jimmy Carter gave a State of the Union address in 1981 that was completely read. He didn't even have to constitutionally because he was going to leave within 20 days. But he still gave one. Although maybe he could give his entire address just against Venezuela. Oh yeah, Mike Pence has been building for this for a while, but officially Donald confirmed it on Twitter. The citizens of Venezuela have suffered too long at the hands of the illegitimate Maduro regime. Today I have officially recognized the President of Venezuela National Assembly, Juan Guaido, as the interim President of Venezuela. Now, I don't know if you have the ability to do that, but okay. Yeah, you're just going to tell Maduro, you're no longer president, now this guy's president. You just, okay. Okay. And of course there's a giant coup going on in Venezuela that the United States is backing over this. Honest to God, this is the exact same thing we tried doing against Chavez in the 2000s, very early 2000s, and it failed. Chavez was only out of power for about 3 days. But okay, let's assume all of that. The fact is, the party this guy belongs to is the People's Will Party. It's still a socialist party. Honest to God, it's still a socialist party. So you're replacing the socialist president of Venezuela with another socialist who promises to be nicer to you. This is a horrible idea. But of course, it wasn't Donald's idea. It was wannabe future Secretary of Defense idea, Marco Rubio, who got the House and the Senate to sign a resolution declaring Maduro's presidency illegitimate. Okay. Now, Mike Pence was giving speeches in Spanish and going on Twitter and talking about how all these people want is freedom. And if you look back at the old Ephrom Josine channel, by the way, I predicted this. I called they were going to do a coup or possibly even go to war with Venezuela. And notice, the government is shut down right now. Apparently enough of it is open for us to do a coup in a foreign nation somewhere in Latin America. To replace a socialist with another socialist. Like, nothing about this works. And Rubio is responsible for all of it, who, if you don't remember, is basically, when he's not talking about this actually is amazing, because it got him to stop talking about Israel for half a second. I didn't think that was possible. But he's still talking about that. But, he introduced the resolution. He also introduced the anti-BDS resolution, or I think that was actually a full-on legislation. My brain's kind of scrambled at how obnoxious Marco Rubio is. And mind you, this was also building for a while. John Bolton, if you remember, called Venezuela one of the nations we're enemies with, along with Nicaragua. Expect something to come out of that soon, too. Don't be surprised with these people. You just got to expect, if they aren't invading somewhere they really want to. And, of course, while that's going on, Senator Lindsey Graham is doing an entire tour in favor of keeping American military in Syria, against Donald Trump's move, against the person his party put up as a nominee and chose to be president, against that person, because he isn't doing what the neoconservatives want. He isn't doing the old-fashioned business of just stay there forever. Lindsey Graham is the man who went on CNBC and said you don't leave Iraq in 2016. Honest to God, when he was running for president, he said you do not leave Iraq. You just stay there indefinitely. Let's ignore that that's unsustainable. That's obviously unpopular, and that's why he's a loser. And that's why he has to get this current president. So right now we have wannabe Secretary of Defense, Marco Rubio, fighting with wannabe anti-establishment, I'm against the big Trump man, Lindsey Graham, who's just backing the establishment. And currently, of course, Lindsey Graham supports the coup in Venezuela as well. And mind you, 2 tweets down, he has Dr. Martin Luther King as a true American hero, the same MLK, who opposed the war in Vietnam and was highly against U.S. imperialism. Now, all of a sudden, imperialism is okay. You can still love MLK. But I think that U.S. imperialism and just invading other nations for almost no reason at this point. I mean, do you think Venezuela is going to attack us, Lindsey Graham? Honest to God. And doing this weird realpolitik where you install a socialist to combat socialism, that's your plan. Nothing about this makes any sense. I'm Ephrom, and good night.